What's up, y'all? Welcome to Talking Brit. Thank you for tuning in on this cold winter day. Y'all ain't got nothing else to do. It's snowing outside. You ain't driving, slip sliding, and all of that. Today, I have one of my favorite couples in the kitchen with me, the Merritts.
Yeah.
Yay! Ashley and Carl are jet setters to me, like in my eyes. I really wanted to get you all for what I call Black Love Month before the day came, but y'all be all over. So, I just had to get penciled in. So, Carl and Ashley, we've been seeing all over social media for like the past few weeks, like really since the beginning of February, people sharing their stories of how they met and who was in love first and all of that good stuff. So, can you all give us a little bit of that? How did you meet?
Yeah, great question, Brittany. And we want to first say thank you for having us on the podcast on the show. We are excited to be here to
Yes.
talk about Black love. Hashtag Black love. So thank you for having us. And yeah, so we have I would say not too interesting story, somewhat.
Oh, it's
Um,
always interesting.
I was
no,
like,
it's actually quite the story. So
give the short version.
yeah, long story short, because I don't want to ramble too much. Uh, but I was going to Chicago for a weekend, spent with some of my best friends. Memorial Day weekend, 2013, and went there. Was having a good time, and I saw Ashley the first night when I first kind of met her. This is a Friday night, so I met her then. We had a few drinks before then, so when I met her, I might not have been in the the
You
perfect.
had a little liquid courage.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, so we were leaving the first kind of bar in Chicago. So we were in Chicago, and my good friends who I was riding with, they got to arguing about my friend had just bought a new car. My other friend who was getting in the passenger side kind of opened the door, scraped the bottom of the car door. They got to arguing. I knew how it was going to end up. We were going to IHOP, and so I looked and I saw happened to be Ashley in the car. I didn't know it was Ashley at the time, but I just saw a car with
A car
yeah, I just saw a car, and I knew they were coming with us to IHOP, so I just like pretty much hopped in the back seat of the car.
of the person who he did not know. He just
Yeah,
Oh my
hopped.
God.
yeah. And say yeah, can I ride with y'all to IHOP because I don't want to ride with my two friends who were arguing. And Ashley looked at the other friend in the car, was like, "Do you know him?" What?
Yeah, I was like, should we kick him out or is he
Right.
good? She
The-
was like, no, I know him. He's good. I was like, okay, cool. So,
Yep. And so we go into IHOP. All out here. This is right around the time when Justin Timberlake's album, the 2020 Experience, had just came out, and so I'm a
Oh, I love that one.
I'm a big JT fan, and so
okay.
Ashley was playing it, and I was like, "Oh, what you know about this?" So so the song that came on next was "Spaceship Coupe," and that was my favorite song on the album, and it just so happened to be Ashley's favorite song on the album. So we are driving to IHOP, both singing "Spaceship Coupe,"
And we
like
don't even know each
don't
other.
know each other. So we singing it word for word, verbatim, and so that was the first night. So that
Uh-huh.
was Friday night. Saturday comes, my friend had a big barbecue at his house, so we have a barbecue. So I see Ashley again.
So you just seeing her the whole weekend.
Yeah,
So
Like,
you should explain this was a mutual friend.
yes, I'm
So
sorry.
okay, okay.
This is a mutual friend that actually went to school. The person who's having the barbecue went to college with Ashley at the University of Wisconsin. And we are fraternity brothers, so him and I are pretty close. And so it's kind of funny, kind of pivoting a little bit. But I've been to Wisconsin so many times while I was in college to visit this friend, and I had never met Ashley not once.
that's
And
because I was at the library studying.
yeah, and
Right.
I like to joke and say I think God planned that because if I would have met
Yeah.
Ashley while I was in undergrad, we
We probably wouldn't be
probably
here
wouldn't
right
be
now.
You
married
know
right
what?
now.
I,
So
I like that. I'm glad y'all said that because there's a lot of single folks that's probably watching this like, dang, where he at? Where she at? You ain't ready. You ain't ready.
Timing is everything.
no, like
Timing is everything.
timing. God knew exactly what He was doing. So it's crazy. We got the same friend groups. And when
Mhm.
I say Brittany, I had traveled to Wisconsin like at least 6, 7, 8 times in undergrad and had never met Ashley
We
not one
probably
time.
had been in the same parties, probably the same apartments, like, and these aren't like distant friends. Like we're pretty close as mutual friends, so I don't know how that happened.
Yeah, like these
but-
they were in our wedding, or supposed to be in our
Yeah.
wedding. And so okay, so now back fast forward to Saturday of the weekend. It's
You
the
at the barbecue.
barbecue. Yep, Ashley comes in, she looking nice. She has some nice eyeglasses on, some nice frames. So I commented on her frames. And then I told one of my friends who was DJing, like, hey, do me a favor, play Spaceship Coupe. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I just heard it the night before. And so sure enough, he does it. He plays Spaceship Coupe. I asked Ashley on the dance floor, asked her if she danced. So we danced at the barbecue, the Spaceship Coupe, and then she left, and then we didn't do nothing else Saturday night.
Yeah,
so
I
then
had
Saturday
other
night,
plans.
she had other plans. And then so now this is day
That's
3.
so romantic.
Yeah. So now this is Sunday. And once again, the first 2 days, every time I did meet Ashley, I had been, had a few drinks.
So he
And
thought
so-
I was a different person every time.
Yeah, like
Even
I think
though I looked the same.
no, I knew her from Friday to Saturday because she had the same hairstyle. Her hair was like kind of put up like it is now, like in a bun or
That's
something.
not true. It
You
was
know,
down.
and
It was
she's
straight.
Ashley, she was wearing glasses. So Friday and Saturday she had on glasses. So I knew she was then. But
Uh-huh.
then on Sunday I saw her and she had her hair straightened, no glasses on, makeup. She was just popping. And I thought it was a new person.
So
like,
I wasn't popping on Friday. and
no, yeah,
Saturday.
you was, but I'm just
You gotta watch yourself, Carl. Now.
I mean, like we have the Instagram receipts to show that I look the same.
no.
Uh-huh.
Other
Yeah.
It was a
days,
different person.
I may have had like more eyeshadow on
Nah.
the third
Yeah.
day.
You
Her
did
hair
help a little more.
Her hair was straight because they went to the club Sunday night.
My
so
hair
like,
was straight the whole week.
nah, her hair was straight. She had on like this little crop top, stomach showing. That was none like that on Friday or
remember
Saturday.
that.
Oh yeah, I remember it vividly.
Oh man.
So Sunday, the third night, and once again, this is Memorial Day weekend. The third night is kind of when I like actually shot my shot, and we went to a bar in Chicago, and then went out to we went to Greektown afterwards for like kind of the after get some food, right?
Oh, Greektown is
Yeah.
Yes.
Greektown used to be my love language. So
Yeah.
The memories.
yeah.
But by shot your shot, what do you mean?
Yeah,
Like,
well, do you remember the words you said to Ashley?
Oh,
I remember.
I remember it vividly, Brittany. So what happened was we were talking at Greektown. We were sitting across from each other at the table. And I just asked, what she did for work. And I found out she had a really good job. She's like, she an engineer. I said, oh, you an engineer.
Yeah.
And the company she worked for at that time was actually headquartered in Cincinnati. And my younger brother actually went to college in Cincinnati at the time. So I was like, oh, you know what? Maybe we should connect because my brother's Cincinnati, your company's headquarters in Cincinnati. Let's like exchange like work information, right? I said, I'm gonna hit you up on Microsoft Link, I think was what I said. Yeah.
Throwback.
Brittany, this is a true story. And so she was like, yeah, that's cool. Cause I was like, yeah, you an engineer, like you out here getting it. So I'm like, my interest is
Fun fact, I quit my job 3 months later because
Oh wow.
yeah. So whole time I'm like trying to come up and be a stay-at-home dad, and she couldn't job, but
She flipped
after I met her. So yeah, so then I Greektown's over. We going home for the night, probably 3-4 in the morning. I want to walk her to her car, and so I was walking her to her car. But one of my other friends, which is actually the same friend that was arguing about the car the first night, he came with us. So it was like kind of like I didn't want to ask for her number with him alone. I wanted it to be a little more private. So I was like, you know what?
even though I had 2 friends with me, so it wouldn't have been private anyway.
No, it's just
Right.
So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just wait. So kind of like told her we're gonna keep in touch. Walked into her car, and then the next day I asked one of my best
No,
friends.
what he said was, all right, I'll talk to you later. I'll text you.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then I drove off. Was like, how you gonna text me?
How you gonna text me on Microsoft Link?
Well, the next day I got her number for one of my best friends who I stayed with that weekend. Shout out to Pace. And Pace gave me her number. He yeah, what's the kind of background on
Ask
Ashley?
me.
He don't gotta ask you.
Yes, he
You
did.
made him nervous, girl.
Yeah.
And all good with your stomach out. Come on now, engineer.
And so I got her number from Pace the next morning, and I texted her on our way home back to St. Louis, and we pretty much been texting and talking ever since. And that's kind of how we initially started talking. So it was a kind of crazy, little interesting story. And there's a lot more to it than that, Brittany. We're really giving you the condensed,
The condensed version.
version.
But
Yeah,
that version, I love that. And I love how, you made it romantic and asked the DJ to play the song. And so Ashley, who would you say was interested first? do you think it was a mutual interest, or do you think you didn't see him for real until he started looking at you?
Honestly, I didn't feel like he was interested. Like,
Really?
I think it just it felt like we just happened to see each other. We were kicking it. Like, we literally, like, that dance on Saturday, it was like for 2 minutes, and then I didn't really see him the rest of the night. Like,
Oh
I
wow.
didn't think anything of it until he was like, "I'm gonna text you," and I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
okay." So I guess he was interested first, but like, I don't know.
Brittany, I definitely was interested first. I initiated this,
Yes, that's
the
true. I
the
guess that's
the
true.
friendship. However, I would say Ashley, she sped it up fast. Like, so she wanted to be for
Yeah,
me.
because if you interested, it's like what you interested
Yeah,
in.
yeah,
Like, what?
yeah.
Yeah.
And I
Okay.
wasn't.
Hello.
At that time in my young life, Brittany, I wasn't necessarily looking for a relationship, right? So
Don't get me wrong though. Like, I was 24. Like,
Hmm.
I was
Yeah.
also young and kicking it, and I had just moved back to Chicago. So like,
And
I
we
was trying to
forgot
like,
to mention that you originally are from Chicago,
right. So
yeah,
I'm
or are you
originally
from St. Louis?
right.
I'm
Just so
from.
they know.
So it was
And when we met, I lived in Green Bay.
yeah, she was in Green Bay.
That's why I had to quit my job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like the first couple months, like we were just like texting, just chilling. And then after a while, I'm like, so
Yeah, she hit me with the what are we like? The clock's kind of ticking, and
Yeah.
it kind of was my fault. I had one thing that I've learned in the past, like if you want to impress a young lady, you bring her to church, right? And so
Mm, okay.
I had it. Hey, I'm telling you, hey, for all my young men out there, that
Mm.
hey, church is a powerful thing.
Come on, let them
I
know,
love the
Carl.
Lord.
don't be using God like that.
I love the Lord. So no, but and this is true story. So I knew, like, I'm invited to church, and so I actually invited her to church twice. She came to St. Louis to visit her line sister one weekend, and they all came to church with me on a Sunday. So that was the first time I invited you to church. But the second time was we had a church banquet. This was like October, so we met in May. This is
Mm.
October of the same year, and my church was having like a big anniversary banquet or something happening. And I just invited Ashley down for the weekend if she wanted to be like my date for this.
His plus one.
Because it was like
Was this the official first date? Was it church, or would you say it was something else?
Church was in that first weekend.
first weekend, yes.
Okay, got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
you gotta start off on the right foot,
Yeah, I love that. So
Yeah.
you two really haven't gone a day without each other since. Um,
Well, technically we have because it was long distance.
y'all
It
were
was
long
long-
distance, but
Yeah.
y'all have been connected since then
Yes.
and
Yep.
grown as a couple since then, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So,
Alright.
yeah. So I would say I was interested first, but then Ashley, she wanted to be in a relationship first. Like, she was ready to.
Yeah,
like,
you took me to church. Like,
Yeah.
why?
It's like, come on now, you can't just have me sitting in a pew with you and I don't know what we doing.
hey,
So I just wanted to be clear about what was happening.
it was.
Yeah.
It was. I was being an evangelist. I was trying to bring
Stop
you.
it. Stop now. Stop.
I'm sorry. You know what? God forgive me, because I'm going
Too
too far.
far.
My bad, y'all. My bad.
Oh, y'all are cracking me up. So
Yeah.
let's fast forward. So here it is in 2020. Well, we in 2021 now, but during 2020, you all have been planning a wedding for some time. Um, and you had a pretty big celebration plan, right? Big ceremony, big celebration. However, your plans, as most people, got interrupted with the coronavirus pandemic. So, how was that, and how did you handle it? We know you still married. We know you got married anyway.
Yeah.
But how was that? Were you right? Got the rings on? Was it like you were devastated? Did you have any second thoughts about if you wanted to keep postponing the ceremony until after this went away? Or were you like, no, we planned this, we just gonna do it?
Devastated is an accurate description.
Mm-hmm.
It was difficult because, mind you, like, the pandemic hit like for real, when the world shut down, like March,
Yeah, it was like around Saint
like
Patty's
mid
Day.
March.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
we were literally a month out from our wedding. We got married on April 25th. So like,
And that was your original date, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So we still got married on the original date. So I was absolutely devastated. But I would say that like we tried everything we could. Like we literally had like plan A through F.
Yeah,
Like
we tried to make it
I
work.
it
can
was like, all right, if this happens, then we can do this. And honestly, the way it was portrayed is like everybody stay in the house for 2 weeks and then we'll be good.
Yeah.
right. Yes.
So
And here we are.
I was just like, okay. Then it was like 2 more weeks, and I'm like, oh, this is not going away. So it was definitely devastating. And honestly, we planned on getting married in Chicago. And so
Mhm.
at the time, we hadn't even gotten our marriage license.
Mm.
So we weren't even gonna be able to get married in the city of Chicago. So we had to figure out a lot. And ultimately, we decided that no matter what, we were still gonna get married on April 25th,
Hmm.
even if it was literally in our living room. Like,
Yeah.
and
So
We
what
actually
happened? Did you get married in the living room or
we did
what did you
not.
do?
we almost did though in Chicago because Ashley was kind of like she wanted her family to be there and we wanted to do it in Chicago. So we actually literally looked up Airbnbs in Chicago that were big enough to like fit like 20 people or so to have a ceremony in like a
15, because like we couldn't even
oh
have
yeah, we
that many
couldn't have had that
people.
many
Yeah.
people
Mhm.
because this is once again right when the shutdown kind of all happened. And
Yeah.
so but thankfully my parents are actually pastors here in St. Louis, so we
At
have
that church he took me
at the
to.
church I took
At that church. Oh my God. This
So
story
that's
just
where
keeps
we
getting
got
better.
married.
the church is
It get
We
better.
got married at that same
Yep,
church.
yep. So we
Wow.
asked my dad to marry us. He actually counseled us as well beforehand.
Mhm.
We did us a couples counseling with like premarital counseling with her pastor and also with my dad. And so because we did want to keep that same date, like no matter what, we knew that we were still going to want to get married on April 25th, 2020. And so we went to the courthouse to get our marriage license down in Clayton, St. Louis County, because they were open. Chicago courthouse was not open, so we couldn't get married technically in Chicago, even if we wanted to. Cook County
Yeah.
was closed, and
Not even in
so
the living room.
no,
Yeah.
yeah. So my dad married us at our church. We only had probably about 12 people there, so it was just Ashley's parents, her sister. It was my brothers, and then my best man. Shout out to NJ. He flew in from Denver. I really appreciate him coming in. He said
Oh.
he wouldn't miss it for the world, and he wouldn't miss it for the world. He was right by my side as Ashley came down that aisle, and I might have shed a quick little tear or two.
Quick little
No,
thug
for real.
too.
Quick little, but yeah,
Had to
so
make me cry.
yeah,
So
yeah, but and at that time we actually still probably had a wedding plan for July. So like
mhm.
I didn't wear my tux. Ashley didn't wear her dress because we
I literally bought a dress online from Misguided for $30, and like it
Oh.
arrived the Friday before we got married. So like I didn't have anything to wear before then. Like my dress was still at the tailor to get altered and stuff like that. So
yeah. So
And
that's
you
a whole nother
tried
like kind
to,
of
girl. I
aspect
saw
to it.
them pictures.
It was like
Looking good. In that misguided
yeah,
dress.
yeah.
hey,
So we didn't want to tell
$30.
we didn't want to
Right.
tell anybody or show pictures that we actually got married because the wedding had got like rescheduled for July 4th. That was the new date. So we told everybody we getting married in Chicago July 4th. Like that's gonna be the actual date. So we still got married, but it was kind of like in secret, and we didn't want to tell
Mhm.
anybody. And then
And
that
then it got closer to July 4th, and
and
we were
then,
like,
yeah,
that's not happening.
yeah. So we
So,
just
surprise, we're married. And
Right.
the plan is to have a celebration in 2022.
yep. That's
Okay. So you do plan on a bigger celebration with all of your close
Yeah.
loved ones and everything next year.
yeah.
Okay.
Still want to party.
So do you have any advice to any engaged couples that might be planning a pandemic wedding or might be coming to terms now that they might not get that wedding that they have been dreaming of?
Ashley, I think you have some good advice about.
Yeah. I think I'll share kind of what I learned. I don't know if it's necessarily advice, but the
Yeah.
biggest thing I learned as like our plans kept changing was to focus more on the marriage, preparing for the marriage than the actual wedding. And I would say, like, not to say that we didn't focus, because like we still did premarital counseling and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I definitely let the wedding planning kind of consume my life. And like you said, like we had a big wedding. Like we had 450 guests invited. So like there was just so many details, and I was trying to do so much of it myself. So I would say like focusing on the marriage over the wedding. And I don't want to take away from the fact, because like I saw a lot on social media about people saying like what's most important is getting married. I agree with that. However, like
Mhm.
I still want a wedding, and that's
Mm-hmm.
okay to
Yes.
want a wedding. It's okay to still want to celebrate. Like we both decided, our love language is quality time, and
Quality
we
time.
enjoy spending time with the people closest to us. And that, I mean, it just happens to be 450 people.
Yeah.
But like
It's nothing wrong with that.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
so you can have both, but just like at the end of the day, like the marriage is what's important.
Amen. I like that. I like that. I think that's great advice, actually. So people might argue that marriage itself is a business, but I want to talk to you all. I'm a what do you call it? I'm a hopeless romantic. So I love love, and I'm just like, no, it's about the other person, blah blah blah. So you two are in business together.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
talk to us first. I want to ask you about those and what they are. Give us a brief description of that. And then I want to talk about how it is to be in business with your spouse. So talk to us about the Black Excellence Travel Team, because y'all made my 30th birthday Liddick City. And I will never I mean, I would have really regretted if I didn't go. And y'all was both on my neck, like, hey,
We, Brittany,
hey, you
we
can't
were telling you like,
you can't miss this trip. And I'm
like
so glad
no.
that I didn't. I mean, it's some life changing stuff, and it's so well thought out. It's very well organized. It's fun. Y'all don't let that consume y'all. Y'all be having fun too. And I love it. So, how did this come about? The Black Excellence Travel Team.
Yeah, so it kind of just happened. And when people ask, I still don't know how it's grown to be where it's at today. But
Mhm.
literally it was and Brittany, you know this. I've always kind of like did something like a party or something for my birthday, because my birthday is June 28th in the summertime. So for a while I always threw house parties. Like I would always have like a house party for my birthday. And then for my 30th, I say, you know what, I'm gonna do a travel party. Like I'm gonna just, instead of doing my house couldn't take it anymore. It started getting too crazy. I was
Yeah,
like,
I've been to
oh,
one
let's
of them
go.
parties.
Yeah, I
It
said,
be
let's,
hot up in there.
yeah.
I've never been, so I don't know about these
Oh, you
parties.
know what? That's great. I'm sad that you can never make it. And so I just say, you know what, for my 30th birthday, I want to get 30 people to Cancun, Mexico for my 30th birthday. So we gonna call it, 30 for 30. And so yeah, we told people like whoever wants to come, just show up. And we got to 30, and then it got to 50, and then 75, and then 100. And we ended up with like 122 people actually came to Cancun for my birthday, which was like unreal. Wasn't supposed to be the case. We just wanted 30 people, and we had such a great time on that trip that everybody was like, "We got to do this again. Let's kind of let's do it again." And it just so happened that Ashley was turning 30 the following year, and our birthdays are like a week apart, like 9 days
Yeah,
apart.
I think we all cancers.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm a Gemini. I'm a
Yeah,
Gemini.
Oh,
she's a
you
Gemini,
Gemini?
so
Oh, crap.
she's not as
Okay.
lucky as us.
Stop.
But yeah, so we were like, all right, let's do the same thing for Ashley's 30th birthday. We're gonna do Cabo this time, Cabo San Lucas, Mexico, and same kind of thing. Let's just get 30 people, because Ashley wanted to do a little more luxury. She was like, Cancun was cool, but it was like not the
Mm,
quality that she
yeah.
wanted, and so we picked a very nice hotel at Cabo, and once again, 30 people we wanted. It grew to 50, it grew to 100, then it grew to 150, and we were like,
Wow.
oh. And then it grew to 200, and we were like,
Who are these people?
yeah,
Oh
yeah,
my God. Yeah, because friends
um,
are friends are friends.
yeah.
Yeah.
And Brittany, as you knew, that trip was just amazing, like the Black excellence. And that's one thing that Ash and I said we want to do. Like we want to help people improve the quality of life through travel. And
Mhm.
like once again, the kind of what we say is just come and everything will take care of itself, right? Just get there and we're gonna have a good time. So we don't have like a set, real itinerary. We don't make people do
Yes.
anything. just come. Like we just want y'all to come and we're gonna have a great time. No drama, just positive vibes, good energy. And so Cabo was amazing.
It was.
And from there, we think once again, like that really like helped us grow. Like it was like that. And now the pandemic too has helped because we were supposed to do Punta Cana last year, 2020, but we didn't do it because of the pandemic. And so I think right now the demand for just traveling is so big.
Everybody's just ready to be outside.
Yeah. So
I know next year I'm there with y'all.
Yeah.
2022 trip, I'm there.
Yeah. So kid you not, as of today, we have like over 600 people paid and coming to Punta Cana with us this summer DR. And so
Wow.
it's just grown for something. And I know you mentioned that it's a business. I like to say it's not really a business, it's more of a ministry. I know
Oh, come on. We got some poetry tonight.
hey, it's because we bring in
doing my God like
we bring in people together. So we don't treat it like a business. We just treat it like a ministry, right? We are all just coming together having a good time. Don't you
singing melodies from heaven?
Yeah, melodies from heaven.
Melodies from heaven on
that's
the
my theme song. That's the theme song. Yes.
That was legendary right there. I'm like, no, we can't.
We don't do nothing else, Brittany. We're gonna praise God. He's been very good for us and to us. So we're gonna definitely give him thanks. And so but being like, I guess, kind of partners in it, it takes a lot of
we've learned our strengths.
Yeah. And
we've learned how to communicate and when to communicate.
Yeah.
And I'm sleepy. Don't ask me to do nothing.
Yeah. Because Brittany, here's the thing, and this is what I want the audience to know. This is true story. Ashley really does everything. Like she is the brain. She does she does all the, like, she created the website, she does the invoices. I mean, like all the actual operational stuff. Ashley does all that by herself. There's no team. There's no, like, it's just Ashley now, right? So I'm more just like the marketing person. I put it on Facebook or Instagram, social media. I'm just a good host, right? That's kind of like my spiritual gift. I like to host people. But Ashley actually does the, like, actual work. And so we've learned that we have to have what she calls boundaries, #boundaries.
Yes, absolutely.
Because it could be dinner time and I'm like, we got to get these invoices out. And Ashley's like, we eating dinner. And I'm like, but we got to get the invoices out.
And I'll do that.
And so,
okay.
Yeah. So it's just finding those boundaries. Communication is key. We have to set time aside, like in the day, like we're gonna spend this hour at this day, plan it on the trip, right? And so we've learned kind of how to schedule things around.
Yeah, like, this year we actually we had like a little marriage retreat. It's still our first year of marriage, but we had a marriage retreat to plan for 2021. And because we have so many things going on, we said, like, let's take a weekend where we're away from home. We went to Salt Lake City and we just stayed in a hotel room and like planned out life for the year.
Yes.
Oh, that's
it's just like Carl will be asking me stuff at dinner and I'm like, my mind is not there. So like, let's take the time, just like, an actual business would do, and like plan out what we want to get accomplished for the year. So that was helpful.
Because it could be a lot, Brittany, as you know, like you're dealing with people, right? So we got 6+ people,
a lot of different personalities.
And so it just, that's the kind of tough part, people, everybody has special requests, people hitting you up. Different times. It's a lot.
I was in that mix and I would see things and I'd be like, I don't know how they do that one.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot to handle, people coming at you from every which way with questions and comments and concerns and all of that good stuff. But you all make it look good, you make it look easy. Now, let's talk about something that's pretty recent, which is married matrimony. Briefly tell us what that is. I already like the name. So give us a description of what this is.
Yeah, so the name actually came, like, we use married matrimony as our hashtag and website for our wedding.
Oh.
Kind of didn't happen. So
to be continued.
Yeah.
But we both are, Carl is a financial professional. What do you call yourself?
Investment professional.
Okay.
And I'm just interested, like, we both are very interested in personal finance. I would say that's actually like one of our love languages. Like we connect a lot on personal finance and
Mm-hmm.
stuff like
Oh,
that.
that's wonderful.
And so we listen to podcasts together. We follow Instagram accounts. Like we can talk about personal finance all day, every day. And so we just chose to kind of share our journey as we are on this path to retiring early and financial freedom and financial independence. So yeah, we just created this Instagram account to track our net worth and share our journey.
Yeah, yeah. And
Oh,
so with my job, really, I can't like necessarily tell people who I work for what I do.
yeah.
I say I work in investments. I'm an investment professional. So this is one way, per my compliance, quote unquote, that I can like I can't give advice, but this is like if I share my story, I can do that on social media and not get in trouble, right? So that's kind of how it started too. Like I want to be able to share the knowledge and stuff that we learned, but since with my job, I really can't technically. If I just share my story, maybe people will get inspired or just see what Ash and I are doing. And that's kind of how it came about. So the name was just kind of catchy. And so yeah, we're just sharing our journey towards financial freedom. And so we just
Well,
want
I
to share
tell you what, I'm
out.
super inspired by your journey thus far, not only as a couple, but your journey to financial freedom. Because, I mean, especially in these times when people are like, what do I do with this money? What do I pay
Mhm.
first? So, I just recently followed your Married Matrimony page, and I'm like, okay, because I know I recently like paid my car off last year.
Okay,
And yeah,
let's go.
yeah, and
Yeah.
I feel like somebody untied my arms or something.
Yes,
Man,
It's
yes.
man.
just like I feel
Wow,
so
for real.
free. So I'm on my way to following up behind you guys.
It's great.
So I have one last question for you, and then we're
Okay.
gonna get into a game.
All right.
Ladies first. I did an episode last year entitled Black Love Is. So I always like to ask the couples that I have on, how do you define Black love? Like, what does Black love mean to you?
Hmm.
Whoa, whoa.
And it doesn't have to
Glad you
be,
going first.
super elaborate, just like it could be a couple of words, however you find define it.
I feel like, and I'm gonna speak specifically to marriage. Black love and black marriage is freedom.
Mm,
And I don't know why that word came to me, but I just feel like so many times, like people, especially black people, you feel like when you get into a relationship, you like tie down. It's all about what you can't do anymore.
mhm.
And like being in a relationship with Carl and being married to him now has just opened up like so many opportunities where it's like it's actually giving me like the freedom to live my life more freely, to plan to retire early, to travel more. Like there's just so much more freedom I have being with him. So yeah, black love is freedom.
Oh, I love that. Oh my
Yeah, yeah.
goodness. Okay, Carl, how you gonna follow up with that?
Oh no, yeah. See, I'm Ashley. She's so deep. Like she's just a deep person. She can do that on the fly. See me, I was gonna be like, oh, black love is fun. Like we
I
kicking
mean,
it,
it
Whatever,
Um,
Carl, whatever it is to you.
to me, black love. Well, Ashley said this a lot when we were kind of dating that. And this is kind of love period, but black love. It really is a choice, right? You have to be intentional. So they say love is like an action, right? So I'm choosing each day when I wake up to love Ashley, right? I tell her all the time I put her first. I want to put her needs before mine. Most of the time. I know we don't always don't always say that, but yeah, love is really a choice, right? So I'm choosing to love Ashley, and I tell her all the time. I wish I would have chose her sooner, right? I know we dated
I tried
long
to tell
distance.
you.
Oh,
Yeah. So like for all my brothers out there, man, like being in love and having that partner to do life with, like there literally is nothing better. Like it really is a cheat code to life. Like I tell Ashley all the time, I didn't know that being in love and being married was so much fun.
oh,
When you're single or when you still doing your guy trips and things like that, you're trying to delay it as much as possible because you feel like, all right, I don't want to live that washed life, hashtag wash life, but then when you actually do it, it's like, no, like life is just beginning. Like this is like we actually talking about that in our most recent trip, that how much fun we have on trips together with just us. Like I thought I need my friends, I thought I needed people with me, but I really don't. I just need Ashley. And so I like to say love is a choice, and I choose each day. And I'm glad that I choose each day to love Ashley. And so
Oh,
thank you, babe, for choosing me
beautiful.
back.
There you have it, y'all. Black love is freedom, and black love is a choice. Make the choice to be free. You could quote me on that.
Yeah. Hey, come through, Brittany.
Yeah.
Come through. Come through.
I'm gonna give me a little coffee table book or something.
Yeah.
It's gonna be all the stuff that I stole from y'all.
Off the top. I like
You
that.
can have it. It's yours.
Yeah. I like that.
Okay, y'all. Well, thank you for letting us in to see a little peek of your life and your first year of marriage. We're gonna get into a little game I like to call Finish This Sentence.
All right, let's do it.
Okay. So it's a lot of fun, and y'all are pretty hip. Y'all know how to turn up. We just talked about singing melodies from heaven on a yacht.
Yes.
So I'm assuming that y'all gonna know the answers to these questions, and you could choose, whoever wants to answer whatever question, or y'all can finish the sentence at the same time.
Okay.
So it's Black History Month, so I want to see if you all know these very black things that I'm gonna ask. All you gotta do, I'm gonna start the sentence, and all you gotta do is finish it. Okay, you ready?
All right.
Finish this sentence. I'm on hypnotic, exotic.
And polo on my body.
Yes.
I don't know what.
Yeah, that's like the Black people anthem.
Swag surf.
Swag surf is the Black people anthem.
All right, that was a good one for one.
All right, and then if you get them all right, you get the crown. It'll be a little crown that pop out of y'all hair when I do the edit.
I got a bottle of crown.
I was like, yeah, we got some crown here somewhere.
You know what? I still owe y'all a wedding gift or something, so I might have to send you one.
It's all good.
Okay, so the one thing that's always on the menu at a Black baby shower is.
I haven't been to. I mean, on the menu, I would say
meatballs.
Yes.
Meatballs.
Yes. You cannot. I don't care what the sex of the baby is. I don't care about nothing. If you ain't got meatballs, I don't care. I don't even want to be at your baby shower.
Yeah, I haven't been to too many baby showers, but I know the ones I have been to, everybody has meatballs.
Yeah, it's like a ritual.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Last one.
All right.
And y'all could probably say this in unison. You ain't got to go home, but
you got to get the up out of here. That was pretty good, but I like those questions. I'm glad that I was so nervous that I thought you was gonna go to some Black history trivia. Who's the founder of Black History Month? I was gonna be like, can I get a lifeline? Can I phone a friend?
Can I buy a vowel? No, I wouldn't go do y'all like that. Talking Brit podcast is brought to you by Ain't Brit Funny. So I gotta get these jokes off.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. Thank you all again for coming and talking some Brit with me. Just in case somebody wants to get in contact with you about future trips coming up. First of all, can you still sign up for the 2021 trip to the DR?
Yes. We do have
we got like 5 rooms left.
If that,
wow.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it. So people can still sign up. The website is blackexcellencebeachweekend.com. Once again, it was created, designed, made by my beautiful, talented wife here, Ashley.
I'll put it at the bottom of the screen and
people can sign
description. Okay. And also, is there some place that we can follow you to see what's going on social media? Do you all have any social media handles you want to give out?
Yeah, I mean, they can follow us at Black Excellence Travel Team on Instagram. If you're interested in the trips, if you're interested in our journey to financial independence and retiring at 45, you can follow us at Merritt Matrimony. So MERRITT MATRIMONEY.
Yep.
And then
you got a personal page. I don't have a personal.
If y'all want to see my
I really don't do.
He feature Ashley on
Yeah.
Instagram.
Okay, feature
I'm trying to
Ashley.
get better.
I don't be
We'll put
posting
all of
like
that.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
trying to get better, Britt, with posting on social media and like doing things for the trip or just travel things. I'm not a social media person. I told
Yeah.
Ashley like we need to get like a social media like content creator that can follow us and like post what we post because we don't
Yeah.
do a good job of posting, especially
Yeah.
when we're having a good time on vacation, right?
Yes.
I'm sure
It's
you
just
might
always
have
hard.
some people reaching out to you because this episode was great. I enjoyed talking to you. So y'all go ahead and follow this beautiful couple on all of the social media handles mentioned. And thank you again for watching. Thank you for coming to talk some Brit with us, and we will see you soon. Bye.
Thanks, Britt.
Thank you.
Great time. This was fun.